This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a home in Corstorphine has been left uninhabitable following a fire over the weekend. World champion motocross rider Courtney Duncan gave a masterclass in the finer art of dirt track racing. And the annual Balclutha Hill Climb Car Rally attracted competitors from across the south at the weekend. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Simon Anderson. A home in the Dunedin suburb of Corstorphine has been left uninhabitable after a fire tore through it just before 10 a.m. yesterday. The blaze was just one of many Dunedin house fires in recent months.
5 Dunedin fire crews were called to a sofa on fire at this house in Middleton Road just before 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. Upon arrival, the firefighters found the house to be well alight.
So on arrival we have a crew and breathing apparatus with a hose through the front door, and that was followed up by another crew at the rear of the property doing some firefighting from outside to try and minimise the effects of the crews inside.
More than one smoke alarm had sounded and all people have been accounted for. However, the interior of the house has been extensively damaged by smoke and heat.
We have a couple of ideas what could have caused it, but until we actually put the fire out and investigate further, I'd rather not drop those ideas in case I am wrong. So we will investigate further. At this stage we're not looking at a suspicious fire, so our further investigation will hopefully confirm that. Smoke
could be seen rising from the blaze across the city. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Partying Highlanders rugby players and associates wreaked havoc during a wild night in Queenstown on Friday. At least 4 team members damaged an apartment complex, leaving guests feeling intimidated and one man in police custody. Another guest at the complex says at least 2 players urinated in a public courtyard and holes were punched in walls. Police confirm they were called to the complex at about 4 a.m. When contacted, Highlanders management said they were investigating the incident. Female motocross rider Courtney Duncan gave an absolute masterclass display in Cromwell on Sunday. Originally from the small township of Palmerston, just north of Dunedin, the 24-year-old showed the crowd why she's the reigning women's world motocross champion.
Getting plenty of air on her green 250cc Kawasaki, Women's World Motocross champion Courtney Duncan took part in races on Sunday in Cromwell, beating the nearest female rival by over a lap, and then going on to beat the men in their races as well. Now at the top of the world in her class, Duncan's visits to New Zealand in recent years have been little more than a month at a time. But thanks to COVID-19, she's been in the country for a while now and says she was keen to keep her skills up by attending a local race meeting.
Yeah, what better way to get some, prep in, and like they say, you can't substitute racing, so it's good to get some race pace in, and there's a lot of local kids that are going really good at the moment, so it's good training for me.
While Duncan has had numerous setbacks and crashes, and even a collision with a wayward photographer, she seems to take a pretty relaxed attitude to race strategy.
But, we just go out there and have fun and race, and obviously want to win, so kind of whatever pace it needs to be to win, and just play it as the race comes, really.
Duncan's friends and extended family, including some of her grandparents, got to attend what is now a rare sight of seeing Courtney Duncan racing in her home province.
Yeah, it's really special to be here. Actually, I train here quite a lot, so to come here on race day and have, as you just saw, all my family and friends come along and support me is really cool, because obviously these days racing overseas, there's not too many opportunities I get like this, so it's always nice to give back as well.
The Kawasaki's Duncan rides in New Zealand are supplied by Motorworks Winton. In Cromwell, the South Today.
A council planner has recommended consent be refused for a controversial building proposed for Arrowtown. Called the Olive Leaf, the Gaudi-inspired building is planned to be located next to Arrowtown's St Patrick's Church. With a leaf-shaped floating roof, the building would include a church and community hall. However, the Queenstown Council planner says the building would significantly obscure the neighbouring Category 2 historic church. A 3-day resource consent hearing has been scheduled to start in late August. Mere seconds and decades of technology were all that separated first and second place at Saturday's annual Bob Scott Memorial Hill Climb. And for descendants of Bob Scott, it was definitely a family affair.
The hills around Kaitangata echoed with the sound of high-octane motors as competitors in the Bob Scott Memorial Hill Climb took turns racing up a 1.8 kilometre track at the weekend. Course clerk Janie Blair says it was fantastic to hold the event in such great conditions, with the road covered in snow just a few days earlier, and is regularly used by large forestry vehicles.
We were very lucky because one of our friends, Graham Helm, came and graded the road for us beforehand, so made it a bit better than it was, because the long trucks do make a mess.
Balclutha rally driver and previous winner Dean Bond held off determined challenges in his 20-year-old Mitsubishi Evo 6.5, eventually winning the event by just 1.28 seconds.
No, I haven't. No, we know we won, but we don't know the time of that very last run. I think feeling in the car was definitely quicker than our previous run that had given us the win anyway, but yeah, I'll have to see how we went, yeah.
The aim of the annual hill climb is to make the fastest run up a 1.8 kilometre gravel forestry road near Kaitangata. Dunedin's Robert Scott, son of the late Bob Scott, drove his father's V8 Chevy-powered Classic and says the road conditions were great this year, meaning it was fun for all the family.
It's about 60, 65, it's a V8 Chevy in this one, and my father's two cars here are running too, the Cortina Special and the Ford Flathead V8 Special, and my dad's grandson's driving one and his other brother Greg's driving the other one, so yeah, we're all having a good time.
Each driver has 4 attempts to record their fastest time on the track. First on the day was Dean Bond in the Evo 6.5 with a time of 1 minute 22.15. Second place was Jack Winter in a specialised cross car 1.5 seconds later at 1 minute 23.43, and third place was Matt Penrose in another cross car coming in shortly after Winter with a time of 1 minute 23.94. In Kaitangata, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. We take a ride on the Booze Bus on a busy weekend in Dunedin, and we check in at the recent Otago Business Awards. See you soon.
Hi, Lindsay Campbell. We're back in Invercargill again. We're here for a month. We've got a men's fashion clearance at up to 70% off. We're right beside the Motorcycle Mecca. Check them out too. Jackets, lovely knitwear, scarves, hats, you name it, we'll keep you warm. Come and see us at the menswear fashion clearance pop-up.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
That's the Alex Campbell Menswear pop-up store in Invercargill.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
You've seen us in the street, now find us online. Check out shopon.org.nz. We have all sorts of treasures, from retro and vintage clothing to antiques, homewares and accessories. New items added every week. We're open 24/7.
Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Every reason, every every season. We're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance fairs. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Nā mai anō, welcome back. The Dunedin City Council is proposing a range of slower traffic speeds through the city, saying dropping the limits could save lives. Council Transport Group Manager Janine Benson says lowering the speed limit by 20 km per hour to extend the 30 km per hour zone in the city centre will make a significant difference to the pedestrian and cyclist safety. Benson says if you're walking or cycling and get hit by a vehicle travelling 50 km per hour, you have an 80% chance of dying or being seriously injured. The council also says it's proposing to change its speed limits by law to lower speed limits from 80 km per hour to 60 km per hour on some high-risk rural roads. Police conducted 3 checkpoints in Dunedin over the weekend in a bid to catch drink drivers. Over the course of the operation, 14 people were caught driving while intoxicated.
This Dunedin police checkpoint on Saturday night caught a number of drink drivers. Sergeant Bruce Martin says the results were disappointing and everyone needs to consider the risk they could pose to others on the road.
For those people that we deal with, most of them are normal, nice people that make poor decisions and get behind the wheel. And most people that we deal with we never see again. However, they put you and your family at risk. Every other road user at risk.
As a police officer, Sergeant Martin has seen the horrors of drink driving on New Zealand roads.
I've dealt with families that have lost loved ones through drunk drive crashes over the last 30 years. Those families never recover from the death of a loved one, whether it be a husband, wife or child.
And he advises people to plan their evening before they drink.
For people that are looking at consuming alcohol before driving, really don't drink at all is probably your safest bet, but limit yourself to 1 drink, then you know you're going to be safe.
Alcohol contributes to about 30% of New Zealand's fatal road crashes. Over the past 10 years, over 1,000 people have been killed and a further 5,000 injured in drink driving crashes. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Last week saw the launch of this year's Otago Business Awards. Run by the Otago Chamber of Commerce, the awards are intended to celebrate business and what it means to be in business.
Run by the Otago Chamber of Commerce and including as major sponsors the Otago Daily Times and Westpac, the Otago Business Awards were launched on Thursday night. Westpac Business Area Manager for the Lower South Island, Phil Moore, says amid the doom and gloom of a post-COVID-19 business world, it's more important than ever to remember to celebrate.
You can just get caught up in the doom and gloom. If you read enough negative press here and there, it becomes self-fulfilling. So we like this stuff because it takes it away from, I suppose, that negativity and says, well, actually, celebrate. If you're doing a good job, tell people. And, you know, and actually even just acknowledgement for your staff. There's a lot of power in that. So that's the key thing for us.
Moore says it's also important for Kiwis to support local businesses and industry when they can.
Local's actually taken on a new importance. People are very focused around supporting the local businesses. Everyone knows that businesses are, you know, feeling it. So, you know, people are actually going out of their way to go local. You know, if you're, you know, I know I am. Definitely, if I can buy locally, I'll buy locally. I'll do research on the internet, I'll be honest about it, but I will go buy local where I can.
Chamber of Commerce CEO Dougal McGowan says the awards would not have happened were it not for sponsors such as the Otago Daily Times.
What we've been so amazed about is the journey that we've been on to get to today, and the support we've had from our sponsors and partners, where they're all there to say, let's have a great celebration about what
There
it's
are
to be like
18
in
categories
business.
in this year's awards, which have an overriding theme of journeys. In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, we have an edition of Rugby Chat with Paul Dwyer focusing on referees, and we look at the weather heading into the working week.
Hi, Lindsay Campbell. We're back in Invercargill again. We're here for a month. We've got a men's fashion clearance and up to 70% off. We're right beside the motorcycle Mecca. Check them out too. Jackets, lovely knitwear, scarves, hats, you name it, we'll keep you warm. Come and see us at the menswear fashion clearance pop-up.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
That's the Alex Campbell Menswear pop-up store in Invercargill.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Heaven Sent Pet Cremations knows that losing a pet is like losing a family member, and we have many special ways for you to keep their memory dear to your heart. From caskets, remembrance pendants to remembrance spheres. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today.
Oh mate, I'm thinking about getting a new ute.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Do you know Youth Grow in North East Valley? It's an awesome plant nursery where young people can work and learn life skills. You can now order your vegetable seedlings, herbs, bulbs and shrubs over the phone or by email. Either pick up your order on Norwood Street in North East Valley or they can deliver to you. Look for Youth Grow Garden Centre on Facebook or visit youthgrow.org.nz. Happy gardening!
Wrens are Otago's painting, tiling and plastering experts. Offering a free measure and quote, Wrens is a name you can trust to get the job done right. Call Wrens today on 477 9384 or visit wrens.co.nz.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Thanks for staying with us. Referees for weekend rugby games in Dunedin are in short supply, with over 40 games being played on a typical weekend. Paul Dwyer talks to Otago Rugby Referees Association Chairman Chris Hart and Development Officer Tumua Ioane on what's happening to make sure there are enough officials week in and week out.
Talk to me about where you are with referees right now. Because is it still a battle week to week to get enough players, enough referees for games?
Just because every game gets filled doesn't mean that we've got enough referees or it's a good model. It means that someone's doing multiple games.
So let's talk about the initiative. One of the initiatives that I've seen, and I think it's a really good idea, I can't believe it was your idea, is this, so the Prem team with the bye, what are they doing?
Yeah, so I can't take full credit for that, but the clubs have been really great and helpful in terms of jumping on board with the initiative. I was only after 3 Premier referees every bye week.
So you wanted to grab 3 players from the Prem team that had the bye to go and referee at what level?
Mainly at secondary, your lower secondary school level. And as I said, I only wanted 3. The clubs came to me with 9 players every week. We'll be out there.
So you've actually so of those Prem teams, you're getting 9 players a week putting their hands up to go and do it.
And what's been
that's got to be great, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It is a really good initiative, and the buy-in from the clubs has been fantastic.
Right. So. And what you must be getting feedback from those players because they must be a bit apprehensive about doing it?
Yeah, I think the best thing about it is obviously getting out there and servicing those games, but just the dialogue that it's starting. So positive feedback in terms of the players, enjoying the experience, learning a bit and actually putting their hand up to do more. And members of the club, we were only asking for players, but I mean you had Tatey out there when it was Alhambra's week. He put his hand up, he did a junior game. So it's just creating positive dialogue around refereeing.
Do you have to do any training with these guys before you ping them out?
Yep, so they all do an associate referees course.
So what does that involve?
So it's about a 30 to 45 minute course with me.
Yeah, that would be too much for me.
You know, cover off your safety topics and things like that, which is paramount. But no, they're at a level where we feel like we can put them straight into that secondary school level with the level of rugby they're playing in terms of their law knowledge and reading the game well. So
that's got to, from your point of view as the top dog here, that's got to be encouraging for you.
It's massive. It's really good. It puts a bit of perspective into just why we're actually involved in the game. Because, you know, if you didn't love the game, whether you're a player, a spectator or a referee, you wouldn't be in it. And I think that this year, and it's, you know, probably the toughest year that we've had as players, coaches, referees, that it's extremely important to make sure that we all get buy-in for the game.
And the full episode of Rugby Chat can be watched at any time on the Otago Daily Times website. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. A home in Corstorphine has been left uninhabitable following a fire over the weekend, just one of a spate of house fires in recent weeks. World champion motocross rider Courtney Duncan gave a masterclass in the fine art of dirt track racing at her first New Zealand race post-COVID-19 lockdown. And the annual Balclutha Hill Climb Car Rally attracted competitors from across the south to the Bob Scott Memorial Hill Climb Race. And now to find out what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, we welcome Barry Stewart.
Hello, Simon. Following on from our news story this morning on the front page about the storage dam in the Teviot Valley, well, community leaders see only one stumbling block to the proposed massive storage lake, and that is above Roxburgh, of course, and that is where to house the workers. Now, they've done that before, and other projects have accommodated workers, so they're pretty confident that they will be able to achieve that. Palmerston's 100-strong RSA have appointed a new president, a 96-year-old Arthur Driver. So that's a fantastic story. We also have Otago reaction to the government's package to support international students, the student sector. Also talking about fires. Of course, you had we piece on that before, the Spader House fires in Dunedin over the past month. We talked to the firefighters, and of course they find that heartbreaking, watching someone's lives go up in smoke. So reaction to that. A Dunedin academic says the city's STV voting system increases the number of women councillors, boosts competition, and provides a guarantee that the Mayor has a majority mandate to govern. this discussion is ahead of a council meeting tomorrow where they'll be discussing, of course, that topic. So that and much more.
Great, Barry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now time for a look at the weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with the city view, a David Eagleton poem in Dunedin's Opticon. Looking at the situation, a milder week lies ahead as northerly airflow dominates, bringing rain at times to the Western Ranges, but mostly fine weather out east. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport are looking at cloudy skies and 13 degrees each. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim can expect cloudy skies too and 14 degrees. Moving down to Canterbury, it'll be cloudy for some places. Kaikoura heads for 13, Christchurch and Ashburton both head for 12. To the southern towns, plan for light northerlies and some high cloud across this area. The Catlins and Balclutha should reach 10 degrees. Lumsden and Gore are both set for 9-degree highs. In central Otago, you can expect light northerlies and high cloud. Wanaka and Queenstown head for 8, it should reach 9 in Alexandra, and Te Anau you should expect 10 degrees. To the northern towns, on the coast, Timaru and Oamaru can expect light northeasterlies with some high cloud and 11 degrees. Inland, those in Twizel and Omarama can plan for light northerlies, high cloud and 8 degrees. In Dunedin, some high cloud tonight with an overnight low of 3 degrees. Fine tomorrow except for patches of high cloud, a high of 11 and a low of 6 degrees. Cloud increasing and lowering on Wednesday with fresh, breezy, cold nor'easters, a high of 9 and a low of 6 degrees. And in Invercargill, fine and cold tonight with frost and an overnight low of 0. Mostly fine tomorrow except for the off patch of high cloud, looking at a high of 13 and a low of 3. Wednesday with a high of 14 and a low of 4 degrees. That's the news this Monday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz, where you can find us on Facebook and YouTube. Have a great evening and week. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.